Well, hey there, guys. Welcome to the channel. I just thought I'd do an update video on the progress of my Stunticon inspired Truckosaurus. I don't know if you've seen this guy before. This is the Devastator inspired Truckosaurus that I had done for Gaslands actually a few months back, and yeah, he was based on the Constructicons, one of my favorites. Merge groups for in the Transformers line, and yeah, I thought I tried to do another version by building Menasor, but this time I was trying to make it so that they can actually merge together. This guy here is actually one of the X-Transpots Dragstrip figures. So yeah, so I thought I'd show you guys what I had done with Dragstrip here. This one, I mean, I already had it kind of built so far, and I guess in the last couple of months, but I didn't finish off like the final details until this weekend. But the idea was based on the G1 version of Dragstrip. You know, as much as I could, I didn't really want to make it look identical. Just kind of have my own little spin on it. But you know, like the tires, I kind of kept like I made them like black wall and just you know, didn't have like some racing stripes and stuff like that on it, but managed to pull off getting the weapons looked like pretty much like a Generation 1 toy gun. So and then you know, they're all basically magnetized so they can kind of stick on where I want. As you can see, I got like the small blaster. It could fit like right here, like on the side, you know, just being attached to you know, attached to the car by magnets. And then the larger cannons can kind of just sit in the back. And then if I want, I can put the small gun on the top and, you know, not lose anything. So, yeah, so I just wanted to show you guys what I did at the last few moments in terms of building this thing and what I had to work with. Originally, I wasn't going to paint the motor, but I ended up, you know, working on that in the end. And then the main cannon itself, I had to, I put a magnet on the inside as well as a small gun, and then I proceeded to just kind of see how everything was going to fit together at this point. So yeah, just kind of, you know, kind of planning it out. So for the large gun, I kind of blocked off like the under area just to kind of fill in the gaps with some paper, and then took it out and I painted it the proper color that the Dragstrip's weapons were actually colored, you know, based on the Generation 1 toy. So pretty close to like what the color should be. And then, yeah, moved my attention to the chassis. It's a little furry. I don't know if you can see that. When I did the primer originally, it was, I don't know, I thought I had shaken up the can enough, but something was a little weird when I first started painting it and came out really furry. I guess that's a best way to describe it. But I managed to use a toothbrush to get a lot of that off, and then just start, you know, kind of cleaning it up a little bit. So for the driver, yeah, I opted to keep the driver in place. I mean, Decepticons use holograms after all, according to Michael Bay, and yeah, I thought it'd be best to keep him in there. Originally, I was thinking this is Augie. Forget his name. Like there was an episode of the Transformers with a driver named Augie, but it was actually a different episode. It was an experimental car, and Augie was a driver of that experimental car with an experimental engine that Megatron wanted. So I don't know who this guy actually is supposed to be, but I decided that he was going to be painted white. I figured I'd make it like contrast to the yellow in the car, and it's kind of brighten it up a little bit. So I just basically painted the entire body. It is very light color, so I chose white, and really kind of helped to bring out some of the details. Yeah, for the decals, I've been using this sheet that I had bought sometime back on eBay, and I'm going to use the same size that I've been using for the other members of the Stunticon team. These are great. You can basically just cut whatever you want off, and they come off like individually, like very like this, basically the sticker itself is actually kind of small, and so you don't have anything like bleeding over the edge in terms of like a border. Yeah, so with the decal, basically I just did my best to put it on initially, using the actually just doing this through the camera, but as you'll see, it's actually not quite lined up the way I wanted it to. So I'll actually go ahead and remove this one and just kind of replace it with another one. Unfortunately, I don't like wasting decals like this, but it didn't look the way I wanted it to. If it's not on right, then it's no good. But anyways, I just wanted to show you what it looked like. So for the chair, I decided to paint it orange, and because of the fact that the drag strip had orange racing stripes that I was not going to paint, I decided to just use some of the Generation One related colors, and opted to just paint the chair and have like a little bit of that orange kind of showing, in the I guess the driver cockpit, I guess it's called. So using the right type of orange, kind of made sense to me, and just I just figured, well, I'll just use this. I got a lot of orange, so might as well use it and make it look pretty cool at the same time. So for the driver helmet, I decided I wanted to paint it gray, and I'm trying to use this like older, I guess gray paint that I've got kicking around, and I actually really don't like this stuff, but kind of trying to use what I got, and it did prove to be good to paint it over the white helmet with this gray color. It's kind of funny, like when I was painting it, and trying to decide. Like originally, I was going to paint it like the Augie character with the gray helmet. So, but in the end, like it started to look like one of those Dune Harkonian troopers, and something like this, and just kind of bugged me. So I thought I'd include this example for you guys and to know what I was talking about. It's an LJN action figure that came out a long time back for the movie. So yeah, so this is how the driver turned out. Yeah, again with the Harkonian looking helmet and the white uniform. I thought driver's suit. I thought it looked pretty good. And then I decided, yeah, I just wanted to keep the wheels black. The cartoon, I think he sometimes had it sort of like a gray color, like for the rims, but I just decided I like the just the all black look, and I decided to leave it that way. So for the engine itself, originally I was actually just going to leave it unpainted. I don't know. I was feeling a little lazy for some reason, but I don't know. And then I decided, you know what, I'd better not do that, and I'll just go paint it black and and make it look pretty nice. So I started off with more of a darker silver that I use sometimes as the base, and then as the base color for the motor, and then I used like a highlighting like a lighter silver color to just do all the accents for it. When I was painting it, I wanted to keep the back rest of the seat black. I thought that looked kind of neat. And then also I guess I don't know, like support area for the rear spoiler. I left them black as well, so at least it makes it look like it's different pieces and not just like one big silver piece as it originally was. So yeah, after just doing the final highlights on the motor, I put them all together and got them all basically glued and kind of set up for you guys. So this is how he looks like with the other two members of the team, Wild Rider and Dead End. These are the three that I've got completed so far, and I was pretty happy with the results. Just sort of the goal was to keep them looking like Generation 1 toys as much as I can, and I'll once I get basically breakdown done, I'll start working on Motor Master. So yeah, this is just a recap. This is Dead End, and as you can see, he's got magnetic, like a small gun for the front, as well as his large cannon for the back, just matching the original Generation 1 accessory. And then I got Wild Rider with also the same type of the ability to have like a small gun and large gun attached to the body. And as you can see, I made them with roll down windows. That was my solution to filling in the Ferrari not having any actual windows. And yeah, and then breakdown. I did him in the like an off white. So in the cartoon, he's white or off white, and I kind of went with the Generation 1 toy look and just using the off white color. So yeah, so just to kind of go over Menasor a little bit here in detail, how I started to construct him, and at the final video I'll walk through the entire thing, but this is how he started to look. Before, like when I finally built him and before I primered him, he was a combination of like Commander Cody and Sentinel Prime, and I used part of the a Motor Master vehicle and just like some cardboard that I've got and plastic card. And as you can see, like all the accessories for like from the current team, they all fit. They all fit on him, so he can be a standalone robot or Truckosaurus like all by himself. But and he's got attachable weapons. I might make a few others as well, like a sword. Like I got to figure out how to make a sword, because Menasor really came with a sword, and it would be kind of a shame to not have a sword for him. So I'm gonna probably start figuring out that next. But as you can see, without dropping it, Dragstrip fits on the side, no problem, and everything's all clips on with magnets. So you got Wild Rider, and then Dead End. He goes on as well. And then the last one, once I get him all done and glued on properly, glued together properly, he'll look really, really sweet. And yeah, the breakdown just goes on the legs. So it does have some partial articulation, but with his head moving and his arms are able to move as well. He doesn't have an ab crunch anymore, but he did. But I kind of took that away. And of course, he's pretty much a stationary statue with all kinds of weapons that can be attached, as you can see here. So once I get to building Motor Master as a war rig, you can call him with or even looking like Power Master Optimus Prime, he'll look pretty sweet. So anyways, thanks for stopping by. Hopefully you guys like and can subscribe if you haven't done so already. And if you're new to the channel, please give it a thumbs up, and thanks for stopping by.